All right, it's recording.
All right, so thank you guys for coming on. I'm Asani. I think all of you on here will know me. And I'm the founder of Asani Health and Wellness, and I coach people through a healthy living program. I know some of you on here are in my Pilates class, so you'll know me as a physio and Pilates instructor as well. And today I'm really excited to have Kelly here. Kelly has been a great mentor to me and my business, and I'm so grateful for her. Kelly and I met in physio school, and she has her own health and wellness business alongside her own physio clinic that she runs with her husband, which is so amazing. I don't know if you want to say anything more about
That's
what you
pretty
do.
much.
But we're both really passionate about health promotion and ideally promoting healthy living before health becomes an issue. And this was a huge part of our education. However, a lot of times these days, it's more of a reactive approach. And even with healthy living coaching that we do, people are coming to us who are overweight or obese, who want to lose weight, or those who are looking to stabilize blood sugar levels because they have type 2 diabetes, or those looking to lower cholesterol. But at the same time, we do get people who want to be more fit and to better their healthy lifestyle and reach their fitness goals. Health and wellness now is becoming a fad, which is great because people are more open to listen. But at the same time, then there's a lot of different views out there, so it can be pretty conflicting. What I really wanted to talk about today is healthy living and what that actually looks like. And so Kelly's going to take it from here.
So when we talk about healthy living, we mainly talk about 5 key areas of health and wellness or health and fitness that you're trying to look for. And I think what Asani, you said it great, because I think it can get kind of convoluted with all the different types of diets and, trends that are out now. Like, do I not eat breakfast? Do I eat breakfast? Do I have carbs? Do I not have carbs? And I think that sometimes it can get a little overwhelming. So we're going to talk about the 5 basic things that every person wants to incorporate into a healthy lifestyle. One of them is eating clean. So we'll talk just briefly about that. Increasing your nutritional intake is key. 3 is eliminating allergenic, addictive, and acidic foods. So we'll touch on that a little bit. And then balancing blood sugar. And the last is supporting eliminating organs. So I always tell people we were designed to be able to cure ourselves of a lot of different illnesses, but the way that we fuel our body, or the lack of fueling our body, causes us to actually, our immune system to die down and for more illnesses to be, attack our body and such. So the 5 key areas are really aimed at trying to improve how our body just overall functions. So let's talk quick about eating clean. Like, what does that mean? If you're like me, I know when I started on the health journey, we were talking about it last night. I was looking into proteins that would help me when I was an athlete, and I had no idea where to start. I was so confused, and I wish that I had Asani at that time to help me decide what was the best option for my body. So when we talk about eating clean, what we're talking about is staying away from basically non-GMO foods. I know that that's a term that gets thrown around a lot, and most people don't know what that means. So what we're talking about are foods that are free of preservatives, additives, pesticides, hormones, antibiotics, artificial flavors, and other toxins. So this is where we really talk about, it's so important for people to know what is in the products or in the foods that you're eating. For example, I love the example of deli turkey. Most of us will buy deli turkey meat from the grocery store without giving it a second thought. But if you were to turn it over and look at the ingredients list, the fact that you don't even know half the stuff that's on there, including that they always add sugar as well. These are things that people don't really think about. They think, oh, it's deli turkey, it'll be healthy for me, it's protein, it's low carb, but it's actually a lot of things are added to it that are more harmful for our body. So that's mainly what we're talking about when we talk about eating clean. So if you think about food is either fueling your body or it's harming your body. So it's just kind of questioning everything that goes in it and questioning the ingredients. So if you guys buy a box of crackers, right, turning it over to see what those crackers are actually made out of. So that's what we mean by eating clean. Did you guys know, this is another fun fact, is that organic foods and veggies have up to 40% more antioxidants than those conventionally grown. I don't know if it's probably worse in the US where I'm from, because I think that they just put hormones in everything to match mass produce the animals and mass produce the food coming from the animal. Okay, so the second topic of, second key area of health and fitness or health and wellness is going to be increasing your nutritional intake. So what does that mean? This is where I like to point out, and we'll touch on this when it's saying, more supporting eliminating organs. But you guys, it's not just about, what exactly you're eating, but how well you can absorb the foods that you're eating. So gut health is key. Now, increasing your nutritional intake, that does mean gut health, because again, your gut lining has to absorb the nutrients that you're actually eating. But that also means, increasing. So if you guys are going to eat food, again, sticking to that organic type of food that has the 40% more antioxidants. So, sorry. Oh no. Sorry. But yeah, so trying to stick to those kind of foods so when you're eating that broccoli, right, you're getting as much nutrients as that broccoli allows versus having, the mass produced broccoli that doesn't, and it's not even green and it looks kind of old, but yet it's old, but it's still not moldy. So you're wondering what kind of, like pesticides and stuff that they used on it, or preservatives that they used with the broccoli to let it last longer. But then again, you're actually eliminating the nutritional value of that product. Again, you guys, this comes from trying to stay as organic as possible. I think that's where you'll get a lot of help. And then just double checking the ingredients on the back, making sure that there's no weird names and labels and chemicals, I guess, that they add into the product. Okay, so that's the second one, increasing nutritional intake. The third one is eliminating allergenic and addictive foods and foods high in acidity. So I'm not sure how much you guys, or if any of you guys, hopefully have never had cancer, but they call it the cancer diet, which is it's a low acidic diet. Now, the purpose of that is because when your gut is very acidic, that's where bacteria flourishes, right? And so when somebody's diagnosed with cancer, if they go on a special diet, they actually make sure that that diet's really low in acidity, because cancer cells flourish in an acidic environment. So you're trying to stop that metastasizing of the cancer. So if you guys think about that, it makes me wonder, why don't we just stick to a more alkaline diet or a low acidic diet? And a lot of people don't realize that we think of acidity as like vinegar, right? Or acidity as coffee, where that's part of it, but that's a small part of it. When we're talking about acidity, that's gluten. So when you guys are eating crackers that you think are healthy and, processed foods, there's a lot of chemicals in it that actually increase the acidity of the product. So we're trying to stay away from that sort of thing. Now, as a physical therapist, and I think that you would probably agree with me, is people have weird reactions to foods all the time. So one of the things that we notice is that gluten actually increases the inflammation within the body. So the more gluten you intake, the more inflammation you have, therefore the more pain you have. I noticed that when we coach people through our 30-day reset program, the number one thing, well, besides energy and weight loss, so I'd say the number 3 thing is that people notice less bloating, so inflammation within the gut, and they notice less joint pain, if that's something that they suffer from.
That's something that I can attest to.
Yeah, the joint pain.
Like I get back pain, and when I do my 30 days, I just
feels so much better. Yeah, and I actually have, this past week, I've had to talk to 2 patients already about their nutritional intake, because they should be healing a lot faster than what they are, and they're sticking to what I give them exercise-wise, but they're fatiguing so quickly when I need them not to fatigue. So I need their recovery time to be a lot better with the workout. So I've had to ask them, what's your nutritional intake? And we've had to have several conversations. So if you guys have any ailments of your own, most of us do, back pain, joint pain in general, or fatigue, all of these things are just signs that your body is either too high in acidity, which can cause increased fatigue and pain, or you're allergic to some foods that you already have, again, increasing inflammation within the body. Okay, so let's see. So the 4th one is balanced blood sugar. This is huge. So I know that there was a huge fad, at least in America, where it was like everything was low fat, and everybody thought that fat was like the devil, and it's not, right? So there's a lot of documentaries out about why that was, but it's actually sugar. So sugar causes a lot of health issues and poor recovery times following either an injury or just for, working out in general. So when we talk about glycemic index, what does that mean? So glycemic index is really just a gauge. It helps measure how a given food affects your blood sugar. So we know that as your blood sugar increases, right? So that means that a food is high glycemic index. What that tends to cause is the fatigue, that crash after eating where you feel like you just want to pass out, or that constant hunger. So people who are hungry every hour or two, or craving food, that's what a high glycemic index in your food can cause. So what we're looking for is things that are low glycemic index. So this is where that sugar content is a lot lower. So what this will obviously in turn, this will give you a like where you feel fuller for longer. At the same time, you have a lot more nutritional value, which is also better. And then you're not going to feel that just fatigue throughout the day. And as you guys know, I think most of us know, the more sugar you have, the more sugar you crave. So if you're able to cut sugar out, you actually crave less sugar. But it can create a really vicious cycle, you know, the more sugar you are intaking, because then you crave more and you want to eat more. So it keeps going. And then sugar, people with a high glycemic or foods with a high glycemic index, you'll notice like people who, you know, struggle with diabetes and things like that, their recovery time, and I don't mean recovery time just from working out, but their healing process is really, really dampened and slow. I'm sure you guys have heard of, you know, the diabetic neuropathy, and that's caused from that damage to the nerves due to all the high blood sugar. Okay, and then the last one is we want to aim at supporting elimination organs. So you guys, it's not just about what you're actually intaking, but it's how well your body can release the toxins. I know this is TMI, but on the reset, one of the things that we encourage is that people are going to the bathroom regularly, and you want that because that's your body's way of eliminating toxins. And toxic overload will cause fatigue, you know, pain, all those things. So we're trying to eliminate that. So your supporting elimination organs include your liver and kidney, as most of us know, intestines, and skin. So our skin is our largest organ, and I can't stress enough, whatever you put on your body gets absorbed within your bloodstream within 26 seconds. That's so, so quick. And just think about all the things that we put on our body that have toxins in it that is going into the bloodstream and slowing down your body's ability to recover. And then also, I don't know about how it is here, but I worked in a hospital for a few years in America, and the amount of liver and kidney failure that I see, and liver failure is not just from alcoholism, right? You can get it from just the foods that you're intaking as well, and just the chemicals that your body has to try to eliminate and process. But kidney failure is so huge, at least at the hospital I was at. Everybody was on dialysis every day, and it just makes you wonder, you know, how much of like their lifestyle has to play a role in it. So just to review, so the 5 key areas that we're looking for in health and wellness or health and fitness is, of course, eating clean, increasing your nutritional intake, eliminating allergenic, addictive foods and foods that cause inflammation within the body, and then balancing your blood sugar. And then 5 is supporting elimination organs. So we're going to touch on one topic that we both love a lot. This won't go on for too much longer, yeah. But it's pre and probiotics. So I don't know about you guys, but when I first heard about pre and probiotics, I had no idea what it was, no idea what the purpose was. It took a lot of research on our part to try to get to the bottom of what it was. So we just figured that we would choose that for today to talk about really quickly, so you guys just have a better idea of why pre and probiotics are so important.
Yeah, and then thanks, Kelly. Mm-hmm. Everything that Kelly had talked about is kind of trying to get to the root cause of the matter. So kind of addressing things from where it starts, and that's where the probiotics kind of come in. Because if you have a pimple or aching joints because of inflammation, you could, you know, put concealer or even up your skincare routine. Or with respect to the joints, you could take anti-inflammatories, which might help calm the symptoms, but it doesn't solve the problem. Your problem is likely to come back again. And so I like to think about a tree. So there's an unhealthy tree with spots all over its leaves. The gardener comes, and he'll spend most of his time inspecting the roots in the soil. He won't focus too much on the leaves. Instead, he'll devise a plan that includes more or less water, fertilizer, pest removal, or some other remedy that targets the roots. And we never doubt why the gardener doesn't just paint the leaves a matching green. That wouldn't really make any sense. Well, if you think about it, we are the trees, and the gut is comparable to the roots. And it's becoming more and more evident that overall health is linked to our gut biome or our microbiome. And this would include the skin, the GI system, the gastrointestinal system, and other mucous membrane linings. So I'm always amazed by this, but did you know that we have more bacterial cells in and on us than we do human cells in the body? So it's incredible. And we need these bacteria, well, the healthy ones, to survive. Research has shown that the gut microbiome influences balance of the immune system. And so if you're out of balance, stressed, run down, you may not be getting all the nutrients from the food you're eating to maintain the gut health. And that's what's telling you. So there's another analogy, and this one's Dr. Tanda Cook, so I have to give her credit for this. So if you imagine that we are a condominium for these healthy bacteria, if the condo is an ocean view, granite countertops, linen sheets, just a beautiful place, most likely your tenants, the bacteria, will pay rent on time, love living there, and then take care of the place, which is you. Or the condo is in a super rundown neighborhood with leaky roof and pipes, the air conditioner or the heater doesn't work, there's rats sometimes. These tenants may not care to pay the rent on time. The place is a mess, so maybe they don't see why they should take care of it in the first place. And there's even a chance that they may wreak more havoc because they just don't care about living there. If your body is healthy and balanced, getting the right nutrition and the right variety of foods, your bacteria will be more than willing to help you out, producing vitamins for you and keeping the immune system healthy. So how do you take care of these good bacteria? Well, Kelly went over a lot of that, but you can also supplement with probiotics. There are actually some good research papers out there supporting this, though on a whole there needs to be a lot more consensus. But I think it's important to consider a probiotic on a daily basis. Most people are familiar with taking probiotics after antibiotics because these antibiotics don't target a specific strain of bacteria and they just wipe them all out. But probiotics can potentially help maintain a healthy gut biome as well, so we should be taking them on a daily basis. Another thing that helps make your body a better condo is to supplement with prebiotics. So prebiotics are the food for the bacteria. When you treat the bacteria well, they will treat you well. In nature, you'll find prebiotics in fiber, both soluble and insoluble. So you'll need a lot of veggies, something like 20 to 30 different types per week. The last thing to consider are the digestive enzymes, and you can take this in a supplement form as well. And this just helps break the food down so we can better absorb the nutrients to build a better you.
And I also want to point out that usually pre and probiotics, one of the side effects of it, which is a good side effect, is less bloating. So you know how we already talked about all the inflammation that, the foods that we tend to choose to eat will cause more inflammation within the body, especially around the midsection. So pre and probiotics, when people are taking them regularly, one of the things that they usually notate is that they have less bloating. They call it the muffin top remover.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's a good side effect.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'll pass it to you to maybe talk about the other.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I love and that I love to just share information for you guys on is how to get this, right? And I think that for the average, I say American just because that's where I'm from, but the average American, we really don't have a lot of time. And I imagine that's the same here, is we spend our day running around and focusing on work and family and all this stuff that we don't really have a lot of time. I feel like that's the biggest excuse that I've even given to focus on ourselves and our own health. So how do you get all these nutrients? Like you mentioned, 20 different types of veggies within a week. The average person, I imagine, they count carrots every single day as their one veggie, which is not the veggie with the most nutrients. So for a lot of people, the average person, it's really hard to get that in because most of us don't have an at-home cook, right? And a grocery shopper that will do all of that for us. So I think that what I like and what I choose to do is I choose supplements that are known to be clean and made very clean. So there's no additives that I have to worry about, but also things that are going to get me nutrients all at once. So like I mentioned at the beginning, how I was looking when I was an athlete for a protein shake because I knew I wasn't getting enough in. But I had no guidance. I didn't have anybody that can share me, like, where do I get it from? What kind should I be looking for? That sort of thing. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard her talk about Arbonne. Arbonne is an option. It's not the only option that's out there by any means, but it's an option that I found that's really, really easy for me to get everything in. So again, they have a pre and probiotic. Everything is vegan, gluten-free, not made with any harmful ingredients. So you know that everything that you're getting from that store is going to be really clean. So they have a pre and probiotic and a digestive enzyme all in one, and it's in a powder form, so it's actually readily absorbed within your digestive lining versus a pill form where you're not really sure how much of that pill you're actually going to be able to absorb by the time that it gets to your digestive tract. I know my mom has had a lot of digestive issues in the past, and her doctor was prescribing her a $200 probiotic, and that's just what he prescribed. And so she was taking it until I introduced her to the Arbonne pre and probiotic, which is like $40 for, or $35 for like a month's supply. And she's noticed a huge difference since taking it.
I've tried like quite a few different kinds as well. I've been playing with probiotics for the past like 4 or 5 years, and like some of them work really well, but then some of them don't, but they are all like a pretty penny. So yes. I'm really glad to have found this Digestion Plus for sure.
And it, like I said, it comes in a powder form. So she just made me a lovely protein shake that had over 20 essential vitamins and minerals. Again, it's a vegan protein. It's really easy on your gut. No toxic ingredients are added into it. And they source their pea, brown rice, and cranberry protein from a very good source versus just, in Bakersfield where I live, where there's a lot of pollution. So that's one of the things. And then she added the pre and probiotics in there. So that's my normal breakfast. So I was happy to come here and be able to enjoy my same breakfast. But you guys, the point of that is finding a way that's easy, right? We want it to be convenient, and we want to make sure that people are getting the right nutrients in. So I know while we are coaching people through our 30-day reset program, what I like most about it is that when they're using these clean products that Arbonne has to offer, that they are actually able to get all those nutrients in one go that they normally wouldn't get, even if they supplemented their breakfast with like eggs and spinach. I mean, yeah, that has good nutrients, but it doesn't have everything that you're looking for.
Yeah, so the supplements, some people think, you should be getting it all from the food, and yes, you should, but we just aren't. And so it's just to fill the nutritional gap.
Yes. And especially, again, like I mentioned, in America, we use, to find organic, it's getting more prevalent, but even then you can't really be sure how organic it is. So then again, you're losing a lot of nutrients in those foods that you eat. So even if you feel like you're having a lot of greens throughout the day, are you really getting the nutritional value that you can have from, like, we sell a greens balance where 1 scoop is a serving of fruits and veggies. I love that. Sometimes I just put it in water and shoot it. Like, I take it like a quick shot because I know that I'm getting that serving of fruits and veggies. So you guys, again, just to rewind and to review really quickly before we close is, again, it's not just about what you're eating, but how well your gut can actually absorb the nutrients from the foods that you're eating, but it's also just being more consciously aware of what it is that you're purchasing at the grocery store. I think the best advice is to not purchase anything bad, so then you're less likely to cheat at home. But then you guys will have control. I think it's all about taking control of your health. I think a lot of times we leave it up to, and as being people in the medical field, I feel like I notice a lot of people just leave it up to the doctors to take care of them, but most doctors will just prescribe a medication and then have to prescribe another medication to mask the side effects from that medication. And then eventually you're in kidney failure because of all the medications that you've been on for years and years and years. So I think it's important for us to just encourage other people to take control. And this is the best way that we know how. And the best research out there is just about clean eating and making sure that you get in the right nutrients every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully you learned a little bit today. I thought I'd give you some homework for the week, but if you want to go away and just this 1 week, write down every single different vegetable and fruit that you eat, and then you can tally it up at the end of the week, and you can see how close you are to that 20 to 30 that you should be having. And then also just an easy way to jumpstart healthy living is to look at your water intake. So just trying to drink a little bit more water. So it's meant to be half your body weight pounds converted to then
ounces. Yeah, to ounces.
Ounces. Yeah, so if I'm 150, then it's 75 ounces that I would need a day. So if you want to kind of do that, or just increase your water intake, that's a great way to just sort of jumpstart healthy living.
Yeah, increase, like I tell my resetters to have 24 ounces of water before every meal. So if they're going to eat, make sure that they're drinking enough water first and then go ahead and eat. Because of course it will fill you up, but a lot of people are just dehydrated and they feel hungry. So it's just better to hydrate your body versus try to feed it.
Definitely. More. And if you are someone who's looking for healthy living coaching, please keep me in mind. Really passionate about this, and I love helping people through their journey. And I know some of you on here are actually really into health and fitness, and you would actually be great at doing what I do. So if you feel a draw towards helping other people reach their health goals, I'd love to team up with you and show you how you can do this.
We always say it's changing one person's life at a time. That's kind of like our motto. So we like to do that with physiotherapy, but also just in the health world, because I feel like the more healthy people are, the less likely they're going to be getting injured, which is always good, even though I like the job security, but still.
It's more holistic.
Yes, definitely.
So that's all I have.
Yes.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great day.
I'm going to stop the recording.